last time I did a roundtable with you, all I did was laugh. So this time I'm going to be very serious. I'm going to be super serious about my craft and my art.
So you're gonna start then?
No, God, are we doing? Is that what we're doing? Yeah, we're doing it.
You're on, baby.
Wait, no, it's not me. It's not me. I'm really here to observe. It's really, this is like a second audition for you people. Come on, and there, go.
How many Diet Coke? How many people did you play? Like, how many different? If you compiled it, like
I haven't counted the number.
I forgot to count too, but I couldn't really count because there were so many that I wasn't supposed to, that we didn't play out, right?
Yeah, I think some of those numbers changed occasionally. 37, 39, 45.
Lubov was fun because Lubov was just stupid.
It's a myth, okay? Young people having their personalities replaced so that they could be the perfect date.
I love playing stupid characters. It's just so much more fun. Than any, I mean, I don't know. I think I have so much more fun playing characters who think they're cool and aren't.
Can you do anything else?
I know it's typecasting.
You were really good at that.
Topher, that was sort of one of. Yeah. So that was a huge. That's kind of.
No, what was that like for you?
It was surreal. It was weird. I get so many questions about, did you dub it? You know, like people really had a hard time believing. Yeah. I got a lot.
Just done that. Why didn't we just do that? Oh, this saved me so much work.
Dude, Halverson's fine. What? Wait, who? What? Bennett. She's what, like distinguished? Like young and fine, I told you not. Oh God, I wish I was there.
I'd like screw around and I'm in the other room and I could hear myself. It was so bizarre. Like,
I heard you once go, I realized watching him that I overact.
Yeah. That's what I was worried about. Did you become totally self-conscious about what you were and change?
It's interesting watching.
Well, I just figured I was out of a job at a certain point. It's like,
I had a lot of people ask me about your character and like why you suddenly were good in the last episode. Did you guys get that?
Yeah.
Most people I knew were like, it's so cool that you don't know.
I'm gonna go with it's so cool you don't know.
Well,
I'm glad he got to be nice at the end.
Yeah, you know, I feel like he got to be part of the whole message of the show, which was I evolve. I become more than the sum of my parts. I become more than what I was handed. That was the whole point of Echo, and we sort of had to like take some leaps and bounds there. It's like I'm going to become better over the act break.
How do you work within the confines of this convention? So you have to have an exciting moment to take you through an ad break every 14 minutes. And then you have to have this number of episodes, which could be 13 or it could be 22, and it could be 1 year or it could be 7 years. And to have all that in your head, I mean,
well, the thing is, you don't have it all in your head. You can't.
But there's potential.
Because, I mean, God knows, I had ideas. I pitched the show. I mean, when I sat down on Fox, I pitched 6 years. Missed it by that. And I'll get smart humor on the DVD, so I gotta bring that. You have to have all those things, but you lay them out as signposts. It's a weird sort of it's a weird cycle because once we got into Epitaph 1, we loved the episode so much that we couldn't really go back.
But that's one of the things I was saying about this bizarre convention is that out of these terrible constraints and pressures you're put under, moments of genius occur.
Most of the best stuff is going to come out of either total freedom or the exact opposite. Yeah. That's the rule of TV. It's like if they give you your head, you do your best. If everything goes wrong, you might do better. And by the way, Olivia doesn't have to pay for her meal because she used the word genius. She's first. Everybody else noticed a lack of genius. Also, Renaissance sexual dynamo hasn't been tossed out as a phrase either. So.
Onyx.
I heard some great stories at the bar house.
Oh, yeah. This is such an unexpected delight. But we're done. Thank you all for coming.
Always late. So, favourite miracle moments, obviously.
I know yours, though.
There are 3 flowers in the vase. Let's see if it works now.
Such a good friend. It'll be funny.
Stroke.
I love that we set up the whole Tomo is obsessed with Caroline, and he's the big leading man. You're the beautiful star, and then the next door neighbor, and then you guys. Your relationship with him became completely central to his life, and I like that we just went, we'll just do that. It won't be she's my knee forever, and get to turn him on his ear a little bit.
Too much? Too fast?
I have a message for you from inside the dollhouse.
And then, of course, clearly you were going to be killed.
Clearly.
Then you were doomed.
Oh.
Now I don't get a guess right.
After lunch special.
And then there was things teach you.
But talking of magic moments, one of my favourite moments was Topher and Sierra, the annual birthday.
Yes, his
They get to
birthday
eat
buddy.
Twinkies.
People had an interesting reaction to that. But just people were sitting through the episode. Like, that was probably the most suspenseful episode we ever made for a lot of people who were just like with their fingers in their couches going, don't sleep with her, don't sleep with her, because it's such a sweet story, and they were just waiting for it to get ugly.
Yeah, right. I never even sort of saw a sexual bone in Topher's body. That it was more that even Summer sort of developed more as sort of like, yeah,
Not one.
Because one's all you need.
Yeah. It was so much more innocent than anything else because he was always such a kid in my mind, you know.
Which was one of the things about the show that I always really responded to, is that these moments of like absolute innocence in this place that was just so messed up and corrupt, and like, but I was constantly like, oh sweet. I kind of found myself being, oh wow, sweet.
There was a thing long ago in episode 10 of season 3 of Buffy Amends, where just a little thing of snow falls. There's a Christmas miracle because I'm an incredible hack. And it falls on everybody, and I had somebody say, that moment made me laugh harder than anything this season, and somebody else say that moment made me burst into tears. And I was like, this is my favorite thing that I've ever written because of that. And this whole show, that was happening constantly. Everything that was sweet was kind of creepy. Everything that was dark had this funk to it, this sweet thing. And you know, I just never wanted one thing to be going on, which I think doomed us from the start. But it is one of the things about the show that I'm really proud of. I love that. All right, so let's do the whole your favorite thing to be that you were, or the thing you wanted to be that you weren't. You want to rock it?
Do I want to rock it?
Yeah. Well, start us
Yes.
off.
Jed and I were talking, and he brought up something where there was an episode you wrote. It was the original 203 or something, and it was like the romantic comedy
Right.
episode, which I still
Right,
have
the one
to
that got
this
us
day
shut down.
museum. Right. He called it the episode that broke the dollhouse. So he told me what November's originally storyline was going to be, how it was going to be introduced, and I thought that was fascinating.
The story was that Miracle, who had not been in the show yet, is introduced as this very harried woman at a convention, and then there's this like drop-dead gorgeous doll of a man who sweeps her off her feet, and they have this whirlwind romance, and at the end of the episode, what you discover is she's the doll, and he goes home to his wife and family, and that was his fantasy. And the part of the thing was, everybody's fantasy is different, and it was just supposed to be sweet.
That sold it to me was the original pilot plot of the nerdy guy who went to the wedding and danced beautifully, and Christopher Bride.
You danced beautifully.
Can you dance? You did. And,
I love you being sophisticated, and it's one of the reasons I did the show. It's why I love Margaret very much. Margaret, you just like, Nikki has loads of potential.
Whoa! Whoa!
Are you gonna...
I don't think so.
You've got that, and you don't get to do it a lot. And I was sorry that we couldn't do that sort of the genre hopping in the same way that we did character hopping, because that's what I really wanted to do. Was not just put you in a different voice, but put you in a different structure. Like, you know, and to have this as a romantic comedy, this is a horror story, this is a think piece. This is think piece. It's not something to put in your pitch, by the way.
You know that big dinner table scene we shot with everybody, and then we only had one more scene, just the two of us. And when everyone walked out, I just couldn't control myself. It's like, wah!
I came in to edit the last episode, and the song and the angels and you lying down, Paul's in your head, and all of it, everyone's resolved the thing, and that song is in my head, and I go upstairs and realize that there's a cardboard box in my office, and I have to put my stuff into it now. I was like, does it have to be now when I have that song in my head? Do you have a fave?
We had a few ideas that we had brainstormed and talked about, and at the rap party it was, we're going to do burlesque this year.
You were fierce about that.
Because those were fierce burlesque dancers in our
Yes,
rap
they
show.
were. Yes, they were.
But,
How do I blow burlesque dancer? Like, that's not keeping your eyes on the prize.
there. You
Would you please leave? No. Or favorite,
You've been chosen.
favorite character, scene, thing?
How about how Tim wrote an entire episode just to get you dancing on camera?
That is true. That is true, because at the rap
Dancing
party,
like a girl.
you did your, I can do my pretty girl dance.
We did so many takes of that. Like, Solly was just like,
funny,
and
too.
you know what he said?
And Solly was like, we got it the first one.
He said that.
Yeah.
He was like, yeah, we actually got it the first one, but I just couldn't stop laughing. He just had me keep going and keep going.
I have a question.
In the black, over there, behind Eliza.
There was that one episode that we did at the end of the first season,
Omega?
where
Omega? Yeah.
where he couldn't keep all the voices were so present with him. They were constantly just blurting out.
I'm not fooling. He's not kidding. We're not bluffing. I'm bluffing. But the rest of us, we mean business.
And that was the only time that ever happened.
Yeah, that was cool.
And I was trying to, like, thinking about putting it in different places, but it kind of didn't lend itself. So, like, since there was enough of a break between that and the next time that Alpha came, he figured that out. He was already evolving. That's where he was evolving.
That's exactly right, Alan. Congratulations. Thank you.
Congratulations.
No, you know, we didn't go with that whole thing, largely because Omega is kind of about he can't control this. And then when he comes back in the second season, he's very much in control.
That's the scenes between the two of you when he comes and you're like, who are you? No, yeah, the carrots.
That's so great. Yeah.
Carrots. Medicinal carrots. Personally used medicinal carrots that were here when I moved in, and I'm holding it for a friend.
What was that character's name?
Stephen Kepler.
Stephen Kepler. Yeah.
Oh, that was my. You know, I learned a valuable thing on that in that episode. Like when it was the comic scenes, the comics were just Kepler. I had lots of ideas. Oh, maybe we should do this. Oh, can we put the phone in the fridge? Can we do this? Can we do that? And then when I was the evil guy, I didn't have as many ideas. Like they just weren't coming all the time. And so I was like, I think I want to do comedy now. I think I want to do comedy. I learned a lot about myself.
Yeah, I learned so much, and you taught me so much through the character. But it was also really interesting just playing the center, and it was as rewarding as I could have hoped and asked. But also it was really challenging too, you know. And I definitely felt a little bit isolated, but then at the same time it was complemented by like these beautiful connections with each of you.
I mean, one of the things I really learned going into a television show is like how crazy this thing of television is, and how it's just kind of like juggling 20 balls and like just you know, doing all this craziness. But you were so professional, and you were so great, Joss, and learning how to kind of do this under fire. And we were kind of always under fire, it seems like. But you kept that from. I mean, I felt like I had a really safe working environment, and you did a nice little Papa Bear thing with us, and you were so professional every single second I saw you working.
I couldn't have dreamed that you would have surrounded me with more, like, just incredible and interesting people.
Well, I remember the first, you know, when we first met about it, and the first thing I said was, you do an ensemble, or you'll burn it.
That conversation.
Yes. Remember that Gouda pizza that we ate that caused all of this mess? But we moved up to creme brulee, so clearly we've become classy. Yes. But that was the thing. It's like, if you do, you know, everything, and this is something that I've learned, everything is ensemble. Everything is, I learned to play Hamlet at the house. The center cannot hold if you don't have a group that you can rely on for all those twisted or beautiful relationships. You're going to get exhausted and bored. You know, surround yourself with smart, sane, talented people. Have the fun. Take the credit. If you learn nothing else from me, learn that. All right, let's leave.
See y'all at the conventions.
Oh, yeah. That's Dollhouse Con.